Hi, Mike from the Rural Montana family. It is time for a winter trip. It is the end of December. We got a little snow, a few inches. Temperatures are very mild here for Montana. We're just around, actually just a little bit below the freezing point today. And we're going on a 600-mile trip, actually 300 miles one way, 300 miles back. We're going to Island Park, Idaho, to the Cozy Cabin, which is located just about 25 minutes south of the west entrance of Yellowstone National Park. And we're going to drive this, our new Tesla Model S. Not new, well, we bought it this year, but it is a 2013 S85. So this is a rear-wheel drive car. And as you can see, we got a little snow. Roads are snow covered in places. There is ice, and so quite a few people are concerned about traction and so on. But if you've been following the channel, you probably have seen these rims before. We just have a video that came out a few weeks ago where I installed the TPMS sensors on those rims, and we have Blizzak Bridgestone studless snow tires on there. We have really good experience with those tires, and so we're not afraid to take this car on a 600-mile trip in the snow. We're going from home here near Missoula. We're around 3,200 feet. We're going up to 6,000 feet in Island Park. And so it is in the afternoon now. We'll be going to my daughter's school, pick her up, and then we'll keep on driving until we get to Island Park. Well, I guess we got to stop halfway and charge. So, well, let's get started. So we have a few things with us. Put some stuff in the trunk here. So we got our ice chest there. And these here are actually tire chains. So just in case, we carry tire chains in every car we have. Actually, so far we never put chains on for the whatever 15 years or so that we've been living out here. But we have them with us just in case. Also, we have stuff in the back. We're still plugged in here, heating up the car nicely. That's what you want to do. So got some stuff in here. Some of our luggage and food and other stuff we need to bring. There's also some down below there. So, and there will be 3 of us. So we have a little, basically additional weight, which will eat away on the range. The cold will eat away on the range. Road conditions, snow covered like this, will eat away on the range. So because of that, I charged it up to, well, 100%, or as close to as possible. Let's see here. So it shows 97%. That's where we're at, and it stopped charging. I think it was at 98 or so when I came out here. With some of these older classics, this is pretty normal. As the battery cells are a little bit imbalanced, it may not make it to 100% every time. It will try to balance the battery cells, but not necessarily make it all the way. It will give up at some point, but that's no big deal. That's to be expected at this point. So, let's see here. We have a message right here that says acceleration reduced. Not sure what this is all about. I would have assumed the battery pack should be warm by now. So I hope there's nothing else going on that will create a problem on the road. All right, it is 3:04. I just switched. We got 28 degrees out here. And let's see here. Oops. Battery is at 97%, and I reset all these trip meters, and we just gotta unplug and get going. had to make an unplanned stop in Missoula, just about 30 miles in. As the car was telling us, we would have to stay below 75 miles an hour to make it to the Butte Supercharger, and it estimated to get there with only 5%. So currently we are at 80%. We've been using 405 watt hours per mile, and we only driven 28.2 miles. So we're relatively high in consumption. That is probably due to the heater. It is now a little bit warmer here, 32 degrees out. It's 4 o'clock. We had to stop in Frenchtown at the school and use the little power there. Let's go back here. Let's see, estimated charge time 10 minutes. And then, now 5 minutes, then we can get to the Butte Supercharger. Now here it says 0%, even though it just said 5 a little bit earlier. So we give it at least 5 minutes more, or 10 minutes, and I'll see if we can bring it back up to 90% and then get going. Starbucks is super slow. Went to the bathroom real quick and thought get some coffee. And well, we got coffee and ran out of there, and now we get to Butte with 11%, and state of charge is already 90%. And we kept the cabin heat on so that it's nice and toasty when we get in here. And now we got to go 123 miles, almost 2 hours, and well, we'll see how the road conditions are. We are in Butte, and well, the battery is low. It's still got 10%. So we just got here, and let's see here. We got 153 miles total. Used 61.8 kilowatt hours at an average of 404. And so the 10%, actually, when we pulled in, it was a little more. It was 11 or 12. But I've been sitting here because the battery in the camera died. So, yeah, we made it just as estimated by the car, when we left Missoula, it said 11%, and that's about what we came in here with. So the road conditions were kind of crappy. It was wet and around the freezing point. Most of the time, it did warm up here though in Butte, 45. So it's 6:08 now, so we were going for about 3 hours to get here, with the stop at Frenchtown School to pick up our daughter, and the stop at the Missoula Supercharger to get a little extra juice. So we got 10% left. We probably could have made it here without supercharging. But as it told us, we probably would have had to go a bit slower. So now let's go plug in. Let's see what we can get. There's 2 other cars here, but there's 6 chargers, and we're all on separate cabinets. So we should be hopefully getting something here. There we go. To 100%, it tells us 1 hour, 15 minutes. And we do need some dinner, so let's see where it's going. And we are coming up 100. Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. 125 was the top, and now it's going back down. So it's slowly going down, but we're doing pretty good right now. So we'll see. We'll go get some dinner and then keep on going. It is about 40 or 50 minutes later, so close to 7 p.m. now. We just had dinner, and actually it wasn't far away. It's right over that way. There is Perkins in that hotel. There's a Best Western over there, and they have the Perkins restaurant. Also this way there's a coffee shop that we commonly go to. Since we usually drive the Model 3, charging goes much quicker. Also over here is a casino and a Mexican restaurant. So we are the only ones left. There was one here, I think, when we showed up, and then another 2 showed up before we left, and they're all gone. They were Model 3s, I believe, and Model Ys. So they charge them a lot faster than these classic Teslas do. We get free charging. They probably have to pay for it, but always remember, free supercharging comes at a price. The price is time. These classic models just take longer to charge. They're charging much slower. Back when these were designed, the superchargers were 120 kilowatts only, and then they became 150, and from 150 they went to 250. So that is the current fastest supercharger, is 250 kilowatts, and our Model 3 can do that, and so can every other Model 3 and Y and S and X, all the new models. So but the older S and X don't charge as fast, and especially these classic ones take quite a long time to charge. So we'll be here for, well, probably another 40 minutes, and so that is kind of boring at this point. But I wanted to take this car on this drive to see how this works. I wanted to see how it works in the wintertime. Since it is a rear-wheel drive, but as I mentioned earlier, we equipped it with Stadler snow tires, so it hasn't been an issue so far. And actually my wife Jamie has been driving it, and she's been going all over the place locally on snow-covered roads and up steep hills and so on, and really never had an issue. Yes, the traction control kicks in once in a while, but it always worked basically just fine. There was no issue of getting stuck or anything. So yeah, from here to Island Park, it's about another 150-mile trip, and we will have to make this in one shot. There is no chargers. There's also no other charging options on that route. So we gotta get to 100% here. And usually our Model 3 gets from wherever. Usually we get here with about 20% or so, and go up to 95, 100% in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes or so, but just about enough time for a coffee at the coffee shop here. But tonight, well, dinner was quick, much quicker than the coffee that we had at Starbucks in Missoula, where we had to wait, I don't know, 15 minutes or so to get the coffee. Dinner here was much quicker. So I guess we gotta go for a little walk. There's the mall over here, but there hasn't been much in the mall for a long time, and last year probably they closed even more stores. I don't know, there's a few cars over there, but last time we were in there, it was pretty dead. Up along the main road here, there's a lot of other restaurants you can go to, so charging here in Butte is actually not too bad. I mean, lots of food options. There's a McDonald's, a Pizza Hut, an A&W, an Arby's. There's a Wendy's. There's a Pizza Ranch further up. Yeah, there's lots of places. KFC over there. Yeah, not bad at all here for charging for a long time if you want food, but we got food pretty quick. So actually this car would be good when we want to go to Pizza Ranch, because Pizza Ranch is up that way about 2 blocks. And so it's a good walk up there. It doesn't take long, I don't know, 10-15 minutes walk to get there. So this car here would be perfect for that. Parking it here, charging, walking up to the Pizza Ranch, and wouldn't have to worry about rushing back because it takes so long to charge. With the Model 3, we gotta walk pretty quick to the Pizza Ranch and eat pretty quick and walk back so that we don't get charged idle fees. So this one would be good for that. So anyway, well, I think we'll go for a little walk and wait another, I don't know, 30 minutes now, 35 minutes, and go from there. So I guess you could say those classic Teslas have a health benefit. They're so slow charging that we decided to go for a walk, which is healthy. So I guess you could consider that a health benefit. But it is a little breezy out here. It's like 39 degrees, but there's a wind and it feels a little colder. But if you look at the car, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's pretty dirty. And the headlights are pretty dirty too. And now at night, with all that stuff on it, they're probably not going to be as bright. So, and we just walked past the really nice car wash, and I was thinking this would be great to go through there real quick. But I don't know, it's a little cold, and if we get this all wet right now, it will be frozen solid in the morning probably. We're still charging. Let's go see where we're at. So we're at 93%. It still says 20 minutes remaining. And you can see it's only going at about 6 kilowatts right now. It's going super slow. 20 minutes may not even get us to 100%. At the 6 kilowatts, this may even drop and take even longer. So maybe we need to use the navigation. There we go, Island Park, Idaho. Let's see what it says. And this is an old MCU one, so it takes forever. So it says here we should get there with 22%. And I know from experience that I think it's a little too optimistic here, because even with the Model 3, we barely make it with the 20% usually, especially under conditions like that. So we'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll see. I mean, we can always drive a little bit slower, and that will definitely extend the range quite a bit. So, but I think we'll give it about 5 more minutes and then we'll head on towards Island Park. And we actually may drive into West Yellowstone and go to the Supercharger first. So you can see Island Park. Let's bring this up. Island Park is down here. West Yellowstone is up there. So we would then just keep going over this way here to West Yellowstone, supercharge there, and then drive down to Island Park. Or we can see if we can make it to Island Park and plug in on a regular household outlet. But we won't gain very much even overnight. But it will probably be enough to then make it to West Yellowstone and charge there. But the battery pack probably would be cold at that point and take much longer to charge than it would tonight. So, but we'll see once we come to this intersection right there. That's when we have to make up our mind. We finally made it to 95%. Seems like it took forever. You can see it dropped down to, well, 4 kilowatts there. So it's super slow. It's just like level 2 charging, not DC fast charging. And so according to this, we should get to Island Park with 23%. So, well, let's get unplugged. So we pulled over here into a rest area. We still got 40 miles to go to Island Park. And we can see now our safety cushion is down to 9%. When we left Butte, it showed 23%. Now we're down to 9%. We actually lost a lot of range right after going over Homestake Pass. As we came down, we had extremely high winds pushing us all over the place besides forward. So we had extreme headwinds and side winds, and trying to just go the speed limit would eat up range, and it dropped really quick there, the state of charge at arrival. And so eventually, as we had to climb over another pass to come to Ennis, and we drove down the pass, as we came down, we only had 8% left. So at that point, there was a little town with a lower speed limit, and after that I decided to go only 55 miles an hour through Ennis, and we started gaining a little bit, but I kept going 55 miles an hour, and so we gained a little bit more. Again, we came back up to 11%, and obviously eventually it will not hold there with these high winds no matter what. But so we're at 9% now, and as you can see, we're up here. Down here in this area, we can either go down to Island Park way down here, or we can go over to the supercharger. The car would route us here and then over, that being the shorter route, but then we have to backtrack here. So we usually would go this way and down, but that's the longer route, and not sure if we would have enough to make it the longer route. So now if we go to the supercharger here in West Yellowstone, it will probably come up with about the same. So there we go, it shows about 10% estimated arrival, and as I said, it will take us down and back up, this being the shorter route. So we got a few more miles from here to this intersection to make up our mind which direction we want to go. We are currently at 29%. It is now 9:54 and 28 degrees outside. And we can see here we done a total of 260.8 miles at an average of 395 watt hours per mile. So relatively high. Usually we're probably around 350-ish, so we're quite a bit higher. On this trip since last charge, it's actually not too bad. It was 381, but we were going much slower, about 15 miles per hour below the speed limit. Well, we'll keep going. We arrived in Island Park at the cabin. I decided to go straight here, and as you can see, battery is low, and it told us to plan the next charge about 10 miles from here, which yeah, we knew there is basically no supercharger here except for west, and well, we drove the other direction. There is a level 2 charger about 5 miles from here that we could go to tomorrow probably and charge there, but we'll be plugging in here. It looks like we can reach the power outlet, so yep, here we are in Island Park right now, and we do have 7% of charge left. The total trip was 302.1 miles. We used 117 kilowatt hours with an average of 387 watt hours per mile, which is relatively high, but it's cold out and road conditions were not so great, and then we had these high winds that were definitely a problem. Currently it is 16 degrees here in Island Park, and it is almost 11 at night. Also, this fault message has not disappeared, and actually it looks like the restriction has come even lower. I think it was higher than it is now. I'm pretty sure it was quite a bit higher. Now it's almost at 160. So something's probably going on here with the car. We'll see what it shows tomorrow. I don't think it's related to the low battery at this point or the low temperatures, because it stayed the entire 300-mile drive, and we were at 100% when we left, and we supercharged to almost 100%, and it was always there, and it never went up. It probably went slowly down the whole drive. So something's going on, but now we're here. And we gotta unload the car and get in the house where it's nice and toasty. Got her plugged in. We got 1 kilowatt. That's all you get on level 1. It shows 11 out of 12 amps. So yeah, pretty much what it is. Time to charge, it's calculating. Well, it's about, I don't know, 72 hours. Who knows, forever. But we are charging and we are at 7%, so now I need to get out of the car so that the heat turns off, so actually some of this power can go to the battery rather than just be consumed by the heater right now. So let's get out of here. And we are plugged in back here. And I've never seen that before. It shows green on this side and yellow on that side. I don't know, never seen that before. I thought it would just show completely green because it's charging. Don't know. If you know, let me know down in the comments. Maybe this is an indication of level 1 charging? Or is this a problem? But the charge screen shows 1 kilowatt, so that's about what you get out of this. And so I would assume this is fine. So yeah, oh, another thing I just noticed, this here popped up again. Probably will lose that at some point, just like the one, I think on the other side, that's already gone. But you can see I had to squeeze in here a bit to get to close enough to plug it in. So all the way back up against the snow, and yeah, but it worked. And I mean, this is rear wheel drive, and we got a few inches of snow here on the driveway. I mean, you can see it on this side. I even had to get through this here, no problem. So rear wheel drive, not an issue. And we had to dig this path here to the door, and then I had to dig this path over here so I could plug in back there on that outlet. And so we always bring this, at least this little shovel, sometimes a bigger one, so we have a shovel to dig in here. But yeah, I think we'll leave the car sitting here, and hopefully we gain about 10% by tomorrow morning at some point. About 17% wouldn't be too bad. I would prefer 20 or more to drive over to West Yellowstone, as we need to go to the hardware store tomorrow. But yeah, we got our work cut out around here. We need to dig this out a little more. You can see we almost got too much snow to actually keep the shutters open. We may have to close those shutters. We have guests coming here in 2 days, So I'm not sure. I'll see if I can maybe dig this whole thing out, depending on how hard it is, how frozen it is, and then we can leave them open a little longer. And they may have to close them depending on how much snowfall we get. But we got a little snow here, so it's not too bad. So it'll make a nice place for people to hang out at Christmas. It will be nice, peaceful, and quiet. Unfortunately, we can't see any stars tonight. It's cloudy. That kind of sucks, but out here you get to see the stars really, really good. Because, yeah, there's no light pollution around here. All right, well, but now it's bedtime. So time to go in. It's about 15 degrees out here, so I think I might as well go in where it's nice and toasty and go to bed, and we'll see what we can do in the morning. Good night.